Long before you could name this world, long before the maps were drawn and the seasons learned their steps, I knew the shape of your spirit. From the first instant, my hand set a course for you. Not by accident, not by chance, by design. You have felt it sometimes, an odd steadiness under the chaos, a tiny warmth that hardship could not extinguish, even when you tried to smother it with doubt. Even when you convinced yourself you were alone, my eyes never left your path, beloved one. There is a truth that has been gathering around you, unseen but real, and tonight I am asking you to breathe into it, to rest inside its hush. I do not ask you to rush toward understanding. I ask only that you listen for the hush that precedes movement. Listen. Your true name was spoken in a place you cannot yet see. It was not a murmur. It was not a tentative suggestion. It was declared with intention, with weight, before a council older than time. When they spoke your name, something shifted. Have you noticed a new vibration under ordinary things? A soft but steady tremor? That vibration is not coincidence. It is consequence. It is the echo of a verdict from a realm that does not waver. Perhaps you have been waiting for a clear sign from me. Know this. I moved the moment I heard the silent words that rose from the depths of your heart, the desire you could not shape into sentences, the prayer you thought might be lost. It reached farther than you imagined. These are not metaphors to comfort you. They are the very mechanics of how the invisible presses into the visible. The troubles you believed marked you as unworthy were in truth a kind of evidence presented in that assembly. Every time you rose after being knocked down, every time you chose mercy in a moment that could have birthed bitterness, I recorded it. I did not view your faults through the eyes of a judge who waits for failure. I counted your returns as proof of a rare courage forming within you. I asked the assembly one question. Who is prepared to bear what has been placed inside this one? For a time all of creation held its breath. The answer was not uncertain. You have wondered why doors stayed shut when you begged for entry, and why other passages opened to others as if by accident. It was not punishment. It was protection. I kept you in reserve so the force inside you would not be weakened before its appointed hour. You might say you are delayed. I say you are exactly where you must be. Human clocks do not matter to the unseen. When the moment came in that council, the timing carried more power than any lucky coincidence you have wished for. You were not chosen because you were flawless. You were chosen because even in brokenness you chose again. Your assent, even when weak and trembling, was enough. You remember moments when loneliness felt infinite, when you paused your petition because silence seemed easier than the ache of waiting. Those were not absences. They were preparation. I needed you to live long enough with subtlety, to keep your gentleness intact in a world that wants to harden you. I wanted your heart to grow ears for the faintest of invitations. So when the voice that moves mountains speaks in a tone of strength, your spirit will not flinch. You have been fashioned to hold weight, not to parade power, but to walk with a steadiness that changes the ground. Do you feel a restlessness that is not mere unease? Sometimes it shows as sorrow, sometimes as sudden joy, sometimes as a fierce longing that makes ordinary life feel cramped. That is the stirring of what has been released. You thought you were overlooked. You thought other people were favored. In truth, you were kept sacred, away from forces that would blunt your edges. The assembly did not conspire to delay you because they doubted you. They delayed revelation until the vessel could bear it. That is why opposition sharpened when you drew near to peace. Darkness recognized the threat of your becoming and pressed back to hide the light inside you. Do not be surprised by the struggle. It only proves how real your calling is. There is a moment now when the hidden becomes permitted to surface. The laws of the invisible have been set in motion. You are not being called into a life that resembles what you lost. There is no cheap recompense. This is not restoration of the old to the same shape. This is renewal, larger, wiser, less easily ruined. Doors you did not imagine will open. Faces you never chased will appear. Chances you believed gone will return in a new guise. You will see a change in the way you enter a room, in the steadiness of your breath. People will remark on the peace in you without knowing its origin. Let them wonder. You are no longer acting to convince an audience. You are being yourself, and that will be enough evidence. Do you recall asking why this path hurt so deeply? Why forward motion seemed to require more from you than from others? I did not silence your questions. I welcomed them. They are the marks of a soul that seeks truth. I saw every time you rose when the world had given you no guarantee to rise again. I saw your forgiveness offered when retribution would have been simpler. I saw your patience when impatience would have been expected. Those things were not unnoticed. They were presented as testimony. I was there, not as a distant spectator, but as one who arranged the conditions for your growth. I did not shield you from all pain, because the pain itself was the crucible that forged endurance. But neither did I leave you to suffer without purpose. Every hurt was a tool shaping a capacity only you could carry. Now, yes now, step forward. Not when the path is easy and tidy. Step when your knees are still learning why they should stand. Walk as one who already bears the authority you will need. Speak as one whose voice carries the weight it has earned. You have asked for proof, and now you will be given opportunity to move as if the promise were already true. You were not called to depend on applause. You were called to respond to a deeper summons. I do not ask you to be perfect. I ask you to trust enough to begin. Expect arrangements. Expect meetings that feel sudden and precise, as if someone had placed pieces on the board with exact intent. These will be the connections you were prepared for, people whose spirits resonate with yours, and who will not seek to constrain you. Some relationships will fade because they do not match this new frequency. Accept the loss without shame. Space is being cleared for those who will help you carry what is given. There will be critics. There will be those unsettled by your emergence. Let them be. You are not here to explain your existence to those who prefer limitation. You are here to embody a truth that draws others by its magnetism. This is a season that asks you to allow more than to grasp. Allow my grace to flow through you without becoming frantic. Allow circumstances to align without forcing them. Allow your true self to emerge even if it unsettles the comfortable. Allowing is not weakness. It is a fierce surrender to a wisdom far wider than your worry. In that surrender, you find your greatest strength. There will be shadows that linger, echoes of doubt that whisper old lies. Greet them, then keep moving. Do not get caught in the stale grooves of former fear. Your work is not to battle every ghost, but to keep showing up with light. Over time, those shadows will fall behind you because their gravity cannot match the pull of what you now carry. You will notice decisions become clearer. The fog will lift from choices you once circled in confusion. Trust that inner compass that has always hummed beneath your awareness. It is louder now. It will nudge you into small acts that prove transformative. A word offered at the right moment. A hand extended without calculation. A refusal to participate in a cruelty you once tolerated. These small acts will compound into a public pattern, and that pattern will declare what your spirit has long known. You have been prepared not by accolades, but by quiet fidelity. Nights when you thought your prayers went unanswered were years of apprenticeship. Your readiness was never about acquiring certificates of worth. It was about becoming the kind of person whose presence itself alters circumstances. You are about to find joy that is not dependent on seasons, but springs from an inner source. This is not a promise of an easy life. It is a promise that your inner life will be shifted, so that the external no longer defines you. So now, beloved, whatever trembling remains, lay it down as you would set a stone at the start of a new road. Let the smallness go. Rise into the breadth that has been declared over you. Speak the truth that lives below your fear. Move when the call comes, not only because you are invited, but because the world requires the precise mixture of gentleness and unflinching resolve that you have been sculpted to bring. This is not a rehearsal. The assembly has spoken. The unseen has moved. The current is flowing. Step into it and watch how what once seemed impossible rearranges itself into your appointed portion. You are right for this time. You are chosen not because you were flawless, but because you were faithful. Now go forward with calm courage. The moment you have longed for is not only near, it is already weaving itself around your life. Keep your eyes soft. Keep your hands ready. Keep your heart open. The revelation has begun, and you are at the center of it.